Hello and welcome to the second devlog of GolfScape, a 3D mini-golf game which is currently under development. So last time we had a brief overview of how things have gotten so far, and this time I think we should have a look at what is done since then. Right, so let's jump into the game here. First off, in the settings menu, we have some new options for a ball, so you can change the shine, or basically the smoothness of the material. You can change the metallicness, and you can also change the glow. And all these things can be changed both in the main menu here, or we can also change them in the settings in the game. So yeah, the next thing that is added since last time is, first off, we can now change the number of holes that we want to play. So right now you can choose the maximum number 18 for this course, so you can choose to play less holes, so the game will end at hole 14, for example. And if we jump into the game here, we can see straight away that we have a new UI. So we have some information about the jumps at the bottom left, strokes at the bottom right as before. I also added some information about the hole number and the par on the current hole at the top right corner. Right, and the next thing is that there is a new design for the power-up. I think this one looks a bit nicer than the previous one. So this one is a free asset from the asset store, which I changed up a bit, added some text on the canvas, and added some different material for the one, so it looks a bit shiny. And also for these ones, we can exit the game here. For the power-up collider, it now looks for if it's ours that hit, and then we will send this information to the ball script, and it will also send what kind of power-up object we hit, and then send it as a string with the name of the object to all other players. And first off, it will add the stroke to the player that hit the object, and it will also animate the object for all players, so it will disappear for if one player hits it, it will disappear for all the others as well. And this is basically to get some competition, so people will compete for who will get the power-ups first. And so yeah, it finds the object name, and if it finds the right one, it goes to the animate power-ups, which basically just play the animation and then destroys the object for all players. As before. The next thing that is added, let's host the game here again, is the explosive here. So you can see the dynamite on the right there. And this one is added to get some more variety on the course. You can change the option to play with these or not if you want to when you host the game. But I think it's kind of fun experience. It adds a bit of a layer to this game. So when you hit this one, the ball will fly away. And the way this works is that we have an explosive collider here, which we have the explosion power, which we set in the inspector, as well as the explosion direction. So if we have a look at the dynamite here, for example, you can see on the right we have first off the explosion effect, which you saw, the kind of fireball. We have the explosion audio, which is just a placeholder for now. I'll probably change these ones. We have the explosion power, which is basically how far the ball will go when it explodes. And we have the explosion direction. So it will, it is set to 0.5 in the Y direction, so it will fly upwards a bit. And it will not move anything in the X or Z direction, because as you can see in the collider here, we first find the ball that was hit. We then check for the hit direction. So basically we see on what point on the ball was hit, and we normalize this one, and we then send the information with explosion power and the explosion direction to the ball script. And here we set the velocity and angular velocity to 0, and then we add first the direction and the new ball direction for where the ball should be traveling when it hits the explosives. And then we add the force in the new direction along with the explosion power. And we add this as a velocity change. I'm not sure if this one is the best mode to do it, but it looks nice and it works, so I guess it's okay. And then we send this information to the other players with the RPC as before, with the explosive object name, sorry. Basically it's the same, it finds the object and it animates for all the other players, so they see the animation, and also it plays the sound of the explosives, because I think it's a nice thing to have everyone hear the explosives. It creates more of a realistic feeling, and it destroys the object after some time. And then if we continue here, so for this hole there's nothing new. You can see the new design there for the power-up, for the -1 power-up. It looks nice, I think. But if we press R here to go to the next hole eventually, there we run out of strokes. And we hit a bit further, then you can see that we have a speed pad here. So basically, when you enter this one, it will give the ball a velocity change in the direction of the speed pad. It will not reset the ball speed, so you can go through these ones, but it will add a velocity of a certain strength to the ball in this direction. So as you can see, if we move into this one, it will move the ball here. And we can go through these ones if we hit it hard enough. It will just sort of slow down the ball at a certain rate. Look at the speed pad code here. Right here, we have the speed amount that it's currently given the ball, and we have the effect and some temporary audio. If we go into the collider, you can see that we have right here, we have the speed direction, which is basically just the forward direction for the speed pad. And we add the ball velocity in the speed direction times the amount that we want to set. We send this as before to the ball script. And here we add the velocity change to the current ball velocity, so it doesn't reset it, as I said. And we send the information to other players. So this one is not really necessary, I think, but just to keep it the same as before. So we send information about the game object, and then we send this one to animate the speed pad. So basically it plays the speed effect of when you hit the speed pad. And it also plays the sound for the speed pad for everyone. I might change this one a bit later, we'll see. So yeah, that's what is done in the game so far, I think. There was some bugs fixed since last time as well. There were some issues with the camera, for example, that if we shoot in this direction, for example, and we move the camera to the left, and then we want to reset the position, the camera sort of moves in the wrong direction, but now when we reset the ball again, it will keep the direction forward here. So it will be easier to see which direction you want to hit the ball. There were also some bugs with networking, so multiplayer games is a real pain to develop. So there were some issues there, but I think most of it is fixed for now. Probably there will be more issues later, of course, but we'll handle them when it happens. So yeah, that was it. There is also now some, as you probably hear when you click some buttons, there are some button noise, and also there is some temporary music. that is playing when the game is played, and also in the main menu. I will have to create this one later on. It's just some temporary track for now. Yeah, I also changed the mouse design. I think this one looks kind of nice and fits the theme of the game instead of the white standard mouse. But yeah, I think that's it for this time. Still working on some new courses for the game, and there will also be some new features in the game. I'm not sure exactly what they will be right now, but there will be more fun things happening, and there will of course also be the option here to disable these power-ups or explosives or some extra stuff that is going on, so you can play just a normal mini golf game if that's what you want. But yeah, if you have any suggestions on things to add to this game, just leave a comment and I will see if we can add it into the game before it's released. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one, and see you next time. Bye bye.